Hello my friend, today I am going to share with you the Java roadmap from beginner to expert in 7 levels. In every level, I will mostly point out the step by step, the super important concept which you can't miss. So if you are new to Java, then you will know in this roadmap what are the minimum things that you need to become a complete Java developer. If you are already a Java developer, then you will know what are the super important concepts which you are missing in your knowledge. And if you are preparing for Java interviews, that is my favorite part, and that's great. You are in the right place. In this roadmap, I will mostly focusing and pinpointing the concepts which are very popular in Java interviews. In short, in this roadmap, I will name 20% concepts of Java which are used 80% in your applications. Okay? First, make sure to learn these concepts and then do whatever you want to do. There is no limit of learning. Now, to get the maximum benefit from this video, I have got a challenge for you. As we go through this roadmap, just note down the concepts that you don't know, so that by the end of this video, you will have a list of concepts that you should learn to become a Java pro. Okay, so let's start with the level 1. Level 1 is all about the Java basics. First, always start with the Java basics. Make sure your foundation knowledge is very strong. Here, first, in the overview, understand what is Java. Okay, you already know Java is a versatile, object-oriented programming language, right? Next, we have this JDK, JRE, and JVM. Very important concepts. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Then JRE is for running the Java application. And JVM is to handle the execution of the compiled code. Okay, then also learn about the compile time and runtime process, which is basically crucial for understanding how your Java code is executed behind the scenes. Okay, then there is main method, from where your Java program starts. After understanding this stuff, start setting up your Java first project by using any of the popular IDE like Eclipse, IntelliJ, or VS Code, or any other. Okay, so this is the overview. Now we have the key features of Java. What are the features which Java provides? First is the platform independence, which is achieved through the bytecode and JVM. Next feature is object-oriented, meaning you will work with the classes where we have the fields, method, constructors. Then in object-oriented we have objects, and we have some core object-oriented principles. Very important. Okay. Apart from this, the features are Java is open source, multi-threaded, robust, secure, etc. There are many other features, but as I said, I am giving more focus to the important ones, like the top platform independence and the object-oriented are the top features. Okay, because I'm only sharing the top one because learning everything is not possible. So be a smart learner and learn the important stuff first. So that's all about the level 1. And here, from interview point of view, these pointed concepts are very important. Now let's move to the level 2, which is about the core Java concepts. Again, important. Inside the core Java concepts, first start with the very basic variable and data types, including your primitive like your int and float, and the reference types are like objects and arrays. Okay, understand these. Then explore the operators we have in Java. The types of operators, different types: arithmetic, comparison, logical, assignment, ternary. Not important from interview point of view, but when you are writing programs, then you need them. Okay. Finally, the most important thing In programming, normal programming are control statements which are used to make the judgments how your program will flow. This includes first your conditional statements like if, else and switch, then your loops like for, while, do while and for each loop, and then next are the special statements like break and continue. Okay, so very important, all of these is control statements. Once done, then understand the concept of typecasting, which is like converting one data type to another data type. Okay, that's it. And as I said, from interview point of view, control statements are very important. Okay, now next level is 3, where we have to cover the strings, arrays and collections. Now, but before continuing, here is a interview tip for the candidates who are preparing for the interviews. Many interview candidates ask me that they forget the answers in interviews and feel nervous. The top reason for this is candidates are preparing so many random questions, and at the last moment they don't remember anything properly. This fear of forgetting the answers creates the nervousness. So my recommendation is focus more on the top Java interview questions instead of all the questions. Prepare less, prepare solid and prepare smart. Okay, so that you will remain confident in the interview. Great. Now let's continue to the roadmap. Here is level 3, strings, arrays and collection. First, we will talk about the strings. The topic, this is the topic, strings. Here, learn the concept of string pool. What is this? Okay. Then the top string methods. What are the top? Caret, length, substring, equals, index of. These are the top string methods. And from interview point of view, the difference between double equal to and dot equals is very important. That's why I have separately pointed it out. Okay. Next, compare string with string builder. Understand why string is immutable, when to use a string, when to use a string builder. Okay. After a string, we have the next topic, arrays. Here, explore the types of arrays. Single dimensional array, which are 90% single dimensional we use in our projects, but there are multi-dimensional and jagged arrays also, but they are slightly optional. Okay, you can leave them also. And then cover the important methods of the array class. For example, sort, binary search and toString. Again, I am only pointing to the important things, not all the things. Okay, so because you can't cover all the things, we mostly use these methods only in our application 90% of the time. Next, we have the collections, very important data structures in Java. Here, understand the types of collections. Types of collection, we have the first interfaces, list, set and map. And then these interfaces are implemented to actual classes like array list, linked list, hash set, tree set, then hash map and hash table. Learn them. And learn them by comparing, because in the interview mostly comparisons are asked. Okay, that's why I have written them like versus. That's it. From interview point of view, these pinpointed concepts are very important and often asked in interviews. Next level we have is the level 4, which is the OOPS principle. Very extremely important. So let's start exploring the main concepts inside it. So the first principle in OOPS is inheritance, the simplest one. First, understand inheritance and then about the types of inheritance, including single, multi-level, hierarchical and multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is actually not inheritance, it's an alternative via the interfaces. Okay, then cover the super and final keywords, how they used in inheritance. Next principle is polymorphism. Here, explore the compile time polymorphism through method overloading and the runtime polymorphism via method overriding. Okay. Next principle of OOPS is abstraction, which teaches you to hide the implementation details, background details. How? By using two ways: abstract classes and interfaces. Here, understand the difference between them. Okay, then when to use what in your real applications. Also go slightly advanced now and learn the default methods and the functional interfaces. Okay, that is all step by step. All right. Next, the last principle we have is encapsulation, which is used to implement data hiding by using access modifiers like public, private, protected, and default. And also by using getter and setter methods to control access to your data. Okay, so that's it about this level, and trust me, from interview point of view, everything in this OOPS is important. Remember, OOPS are the most important topic from interview point of view. Okay, next let's move to level 5, which is about advanced Java concepts. Okay, here is level 5, and here the first topic we have is exception handling. Here, first master the basic try catch finally structure. Okay, next understand the throw and throws keyword, how we do it inside the catch block. Okay, then understand the difference between checked and unchecked exceptions in Java. This is about exception handling. Next advanced topic is multi-threading. Here, first understand the basics of what is the difference between thread and process, basic. Then basic knowledge of this main thread and daemon thread, slightly optional, means it's slightly theoretical. Okay, finally the practical thing which we use in our application is multi-threading, and how to create threads using the thread class and the runnable interface. Okay, great. So now we have the most important thing in advance, and which is very much used in the real application, and that is generics. First, explore the generic methods and classes, which are very basic, and then the advantages of generic, and the most important is type safety. Because of this only we use generics. Understand this, very important. Next, slightly advanced bounded, not slightly, means slightly, very slightly bounded type parameters and generic collections you have to understand. Okay, just to remind you again, there are many other concepts inside multi-threading generics also, but I am focusing on the top ones. Okay, great. So that's level 5. Now we will go to these are the important concepts from the interview point of view. Now we will go to next level, which is level 6, Spring and Spring Boot framework. But before going there, I have a small notification for you. If you want to learn or revise all these top Java concepts in questions and answers format, then you can try this top 350 Java interview question course, where I have covered almost all the concepts in video lectures. Both video course and PDF book link is present in the description. So like this candidate who cracked the interview and got the offer via my course, you can also crack the interviews in the same way. Now let's again continue with the road map. Here is level 6, which is Spring and Spring Boot framework. Spring is one of the most widely used framework in the industry. Okay, in the Spring, first we will start with just a Spring framework, and here again the basics, the overview. Understand the core principle, inversion of control, the most important principle, and the dependency injection, how it manages the object lifecycle. So this is the top thing why we use Spring in our project. Okay, next you can explore the Spring components, including what are beans, the scope of beans, like singleton prototype are the bean scopes, and then understand the bean lifecycle, which is implemented using component bean and bean annotations. Okay, then there are some other annotations which are used to configure the Spring application. like configuration, component scan, and auto wide. Again, I'm not explaining, not going in detail. This is just a roadmap, not a complete tutorial. Okay. After understanding Spring, we have the Spring MVC. Basically everything same, just the MVC model view controller architecture is added on the top of the Spring framework. That's it. Here, understand the MVC architecture and the dispatcher servlet. Very important concept in a Spring MVC. Okay. Then there are annotations are everywhere in Spring. Again, you have to understand the controller and REST controller. REST controller is used to build your REST based APIs. Okay. Finally, move to Spring Boot, which is same as again as Spring, but it is more latest, more fast, and have more auto configuration options. Okay. Here explore the key features, why Spring Boot is better. Features are auto configuration, it provides embedded server, it provides Spring Boot actuator, and many more things, but these are the top one. Then also you will work with the Spring Boot starters. If you will use Spring Boot, that will be automatically, which basically simplifies the dependency management in Spring Boot. Okay. That's all about Spring and Spring Boot framework. And from interview point of view, everything is important here. See, level 6, everything is important here. These are the minimum concepts you have to understand to learn to become a Spring developer. Okay. Now we have our last level, that is level 7. And here we will cover some advanced concepts which you can which you should have a good understanding, but make sure you're up to level 6 you are good, then only go to at level 7, otherwise wait. Okay, this is for slightly senior developers. Now see, as I already said, until level 6 you are already a Java developer and you can develop applications in Java. Okay, until level 6. Now from level 7 you will make your application more secure, more performing application. So here more for security, securing you have the security thing. Inside the security there are many things, but the most important nowadays is authentication and authorization, where you must know what is JWT authentication. Nowadays very important in securing your APIs. Next topic are Hibernate and ORM. Next, you have to learn the performance optimization, how to improve the performance of your application. You have to understand how garbage collection work and how lazy and eager loading helps you to, which one you have to use to optimize the performance of your application. Okay. Next are the testing techniques like the unit testing, integration testing, and performance testing by using any of the tool. Most popular are JUnit for unit testing and JMeter for performance testing. Okay. And finally, explore microservices architecture, which is basically provide many advantages over normal monolithic app systems. Now I know here every topic is like an elephant, but my recommendation is try to learn these topics, which only those topics which you are going to be used in your current project or in upcoming project. Okay, so that's it my friend. Now that is important from interview point of view and the performance also. Now you have to start walking on this roadmap, and as I always said, don't just learn. First do hard work and learn, and then make sure to get the reward for your hard work. Reward like, for example, by getting a new job with 100% salary hike. Because if you will learn something and will not get the reward, then it is like studying the whole 3-4 years in college and then not getting the degree. Okay, technologies keep on changing, so learning today will be obsolete in next 3-4 years. So don't just be a learner, be a smart learner and earner also. That's all from my side. And once again, if you are preparing for interviews, then you can try my course of 350 Java interview questions, where I have covered all the top concepts in questions and answers format. The video codes, the book link are present in the description. Finally, I wish you all the best for your interviews and your career.